Ahoy Captains, it's Vaz again with another video from World of Warships Legends. And today we have a let's play for you. We are in the Duca D'Aosta, the B version. This is the Italian Tier 5 Premium Cruiser. And for today's match we are in the map Trap in a game of domination. And I'm just getting over a pretty nasty cold, so if I do sound plugged up I do apologize. But cold be damned, we're gonna press on. So this is an interesting little match and an interesting little boat. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. But to start off, we are spawned in the west. We are below the alpha cap, so that's where we're going to head. Unfortunately, the battleship teammate that spawned with us does not agree with that tactic. He decides that he would rather just sail away and do nothing the entire match. Although I do want to give him a little bit of credit, because there's one point where that Tennessee, that's what he was. There's one point where he actually gets one of the enemy battleships in a crossfire. We'll point that out when it comes to it. And he gets one good hit. So that's what he did this match. He got one good hit. Good for him. Who knows? Maybe that was his plan all along. Sail into the center and try and get a crossfire going. But as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't all that useful. So it's up to us to hold down the fort, though. We do have some help from our carrier. But at the same time, the enemy carrier is about to give us a little bit of trouble. So we're actually going to be dealing with the enemy carrier, a destroyer, and a battleship. And to start off, we're going to easily dodge some torpedoes from the enemy carrier. The Duca is super fast and super nimble. It's going to be really hard for a carrier to get a hit on it. And so he actually gives up. He's not going to come back anymore. And he's actually going to be replaced by a cruiser coming over from the center. So normally with this map, the way that the spawns are set up, the middle spawn is pointed always north or south, whichever side of the map they're spawned on. And so you always end up getting, well, you usually end up getting 6 ships on one side and 3 on the other, and you know, so things don't even out. But in this match, because there's carriers in the mix, things kind of get all wonky. And I assume 2 enemy ships that spawned in the middle decide to go to the weak flank. And so yeah, that definitely helps out. I can't imagine going up against 5 ships all by myself with a little bit of help from our carrier. But yeah, the enemy Scane, the pan-European destroyer, we've been able to get some shots at him because our carrier is doing his job and he's spawning for us. At the same time, we do not want to get anywhere near that New Mexico. That guy could ruin our day right quick. So we're going to use this giant island in front of us as cover, so that he can't take any shots at us at all. Unfortunately, I missed the opportunity to talk about a couple of things as I was babbling on about the map layout. Our first shots that we hit the Scane with almost cut him in half. These sap shells are quite something. We'll talk more about these deadly spaghetti strings later. But right after that is when the Tennessee slapped the New Mexico and then took about a third of his health. And that is going to actually go a long way to helping us hold down this flank. Unfortunately, because it's just myself and the carrier now, the New Mexico and the Scane were able to both get inside the cap and cap it together. Which is okay, because our team, the strong flank, has the Charlie cap, so we're even. In the end, we don't really need to talk about this match. It ends up being a wash. You'll see in a second. We just need our friggin' carrier to spot this destroyer. He fortunately decided to go after the battleship and farm a little bit of damage, up his score a bit. I don't know if I can blame him. No, this New Mexico does look like he's trying to flank us, if there is such a thing as a flanking New Mexico. And because we anticipated that, we did launch some torps about like 45 seconds ago. These Italian torpedoes, they are not very fast. They're hilariously slow. But I guess they're a little bit stealthy, and they definitely do have a nice spread on them. And we're able to get a hit on the New Mexico and cause some flooding. And so now we're going to get a little bit of action, the only action of this match actually. And we're able to finish off the New Mexico. We got a couple of shots away on him to help out. Now we got that Dallas that we we're talking about, that cruiser bearing down on us. And the Scane is still hanging around the cap. I don't know why he didn't go for the center cap, but he's still hanging around here. And so we're going to use our sap shells on him and just absolutely wreck him. We did throw some torpedoes again like 45 seconds ago out towards the cap, and we hit the Dallas. I don't even know if we were aiming for him, but we got some torps in on him. And our sap shells finish off the Scane. We turn our attention to the Dallas. And you know what? We have torps on that side. They were going to give our gunners a rest here, let our torps finish the job, and that nets us a double strike. And there you go. Side cleared. I don't know what that Dallas was thinking. Maybe he was a new player and he's like clicking the torpedo button going, what? The Omaha had torpedoes? What the shit is this? Oh, I'm laughing so hard now. And he just like gave up. He's like, what the hell? Why doesn't this ship have torpedoes? Sorry, I'm laughing. I can't stop. I tried pausing, but I can't stop. So we're gonna get this cap, and we held down our side. We got all the finishing blows on all three enemy ships that were on this side, and here we go. I don't know why I can't stop laughing. Oh, I got the giggles. Alright, focus, Vaz. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be a little while till we fire our guns, so this is a perfect time to get our commander up on the screen, and then we'll talk about the ship a little more. There he is, the man of the hour, Francisco Membelli. And he is inspired by Kuznetsov and Madden. This is mostly for my other cruisers, mostly the heavy cruisers like the Amalfi. And I don't put any resources in the other guys, so I just use Membelli on all my cruisers. But actually, the Duca's turret traverse is pretty bad, so that's why the Madden. Maybe if you had Einstein, you could put him on there instead. But I like having Madden on there to help with a little bit extra reload time. Because that little extra reload time helps offset the sap shell penalty you incur for choosing sap shells on the ship. You know, for the Duca, it's only half a second, which is like, oh my god, that's amazing. One of the other ships, it's over 1 second. I think the battleships, it's like up to 3 or 4 seconds. It's ridiculous. So if you have the Duca D'Aosta, I highly recommend sap shells. There's no real reason not to choose them. So here we are, we're coming up against the enemy carrier, the Weiser. We do switch to armor piercing to try and inflict more damage. But this carrier Citadel is pretty much impenetrable by a cruiser. And that's because it has turtleback, because, you know, carriers need turtleback. We also launched our torps, ironically to speed up the process of killing this carrier, even though they're going to take forever to get there. But in the end, they are going to help us out. Gotta love our destroyer teammate trying to pinch the kill from us. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah, sap shells. Sap shells are something to take advantage of. Not every cruiser has them. I really like them on the Duca D'Aosta because of its shell velocity. Its firing arcs are really nice and low. Not super laser beamish like the Russian cruisers. You know, this thing's no Molotov. But still, yeah, very nice firing arcs. Oh, and there you go. There's our kill against the carrier. Also gets us our high caliber medal. Now we are officially on the Kraken hunt. And looky, there's our Scharnhorst. He's hurting a little bit in the back corner of the map. And you know what? There's nothing else to do except go for the Kraken, so we might as well. And we will cross our fingers. Usually when it comes to me, I never get this kill. You know, your whole team shooting at one guy. It really is all going to come down to luck. We're using our sap shells to try and get a little bit of extra penetration there. We don't use AP shells and risk getting shatters. Even though you can see a ship as well armored as the Scharnhorst, anything that hits his belt is seemingly shattering at this distance. Not the best dispersion with this build, unfortunately, especially at the range. But we do have our quick reload on this Duca, and we just keep at it. And there you go. Here's our Canadian Kraken call. Sorry, got the Kraken on you, eh? Alright, so there's our Duca D'Aosta Kraken match for you. Really do like this ship. If you are looking for a tier 5 cruiser that's fairly easy to play, it doesn't really have too many tricks to it other than the sap shells, but it does have sonar, which the Italian tech tree cruisers don't have. Of course, no exhaust smoke, but hey, who needs it? Alright, so here we are in the results screen. We ended that match with over 96,000 in damage. We had our 5 sinkings, we had our nifty little double strike medal, the high caliber medal, and the Kraken Unleashed medal. All kinds of things happening there, lots of ribbons, lots of missions fulfilled, got a whole whack of credits and earnings, over 1,000 global XP, that's pretty dang good. Sure, I'm taking way too long on this screen, so we're probably going to cut some of that. And of course, we're going to be top of the leaderboard, and that's almost 3,400 in the base XP. That's pretty wild. Well, hope you did enjoy that video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought about this video. And as always, take care of yourselves and do what makes you happy.